Alright, it's Steve again at Steve's Vintage Model Build channel. And got a little video for you today. A few little announcements, things coming up and so forth. I'm going to be doing a end of year 2023 roundup and stash show for those who might be interested. And I'm hoping to have that completed this weekend and release it the week of the 11th, just in time for Christmas. So, yes, so welcome to everyone who's visiting the channel today. Thanks very much to all the subscribers and and first-time viewers as well. If you like what you see, you know how it works. Like, subscribe, get notifications. This channel isn't really sophisticated. That's an understatement. But I hope to show things that people can learn from, appreciate, and always open to comments as long as they're respectful. Let's try and keep things positive. Looking at my channel analytics, no young people watch. I'm not that surprised because it's difficult to get young people into the hobby now. So, but I have something special this time that I hope, if there's anybody out there, older fellas or ladies who have grandchildren who might be interested in getting into the hobby, or you'd like to try and get them into the hobby, then there'll be something here for you. And of course, I always emphasize, with young people, especially when it comes to knives and glue and paint and things like that, always adult supervision, safety first always. And 12-year-olds should really up to 12 should have some sort of parental supervision, if only to make sure that the windows are open when the glue's in use, and things like that. Probably after the age of about maybe even 9 or 10, with enough experience, kids be okay with knives on their own. But again, that's up to parents' discretion. Alright, so for the older folks, like me, again, the demographics show that most are my age or a little older, the 45 to 65 plus. I appreciate all viewers, and I hope people enjoy what I'm doing. I received a very, very nice compliment from Zinzan Scale Modeling. He seems to like my style and that I have something to offer. Speaking of Zinzan, that's Zinzan, Z or Z-I-N, Z or Z-A-N, Scale Modeling. And he's an absolute wizard when it comes to small details, especially the engine details on really nice models. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, check out his channel. He does great work and makes beautiful models. I can only vaguely aspire to reach his level of skill, even in some things. So, and he's a really nice guy too. So, thumbs up to Zinzan. Okay, so just a little update here. Here's the Academy Mirage 3C. It's got the basic fuselage painting. I have to finish up with the black on the nose. Cockpit's done. It's pretty basic, even though they said it's a detailed cockpit. But I managed to paint it up pretty nicely, so it looks okay. The pilot figure was really bad. I showed it in the review. He had like spaghetti legs and feet like a clown. Anyways, So I decided to leave them out. It doesn't really matter much once the canopy's on. And unfortunately with this model, although I could probably do something about it, it doesn't come with the option of an open canopy. So it's just going to sit on the ground. You know, the landing gear is pretty good. Pretty happy with the paint. I gotta learn to be more careful about glue in the seams. But yeah, very nicely detailed. And this was done with, even though I recently got permission from the finance department to get myself an airbrush and compressor kit for Christmas. I used the Tamiya TS30 silver leaf spray, and you know, it's great. I mean, you can see here, you can still see all the details, and it went on really nicely. I didn't prime this model, although as always I washed the parts. So that's still underway, and I'm nearly done. And unfortunately I lost a part when I was spraying outside. And it's going to wait for me to have to dig it out. But it's just a tiny little piece at the back here, so I could probably even make something. But in any case, so overall pretty pleased with it, and I'll be doing an after build review. Got the missile painted up here, red tipped, and like I said, this will be 1967 Israeli Air Force decaling. Okay, so onward and upward then. We'll move this out of the way. Oh, one little thing I wanted to show here. I got this. You could probably get one at your local craft store or hobby store. I believe they're available both in metric and North American inches. But it's great. They've got all different kinds of circles, and the reason I got it was I think it was Matt's model minutes, but I might be wrong. In any case, for wheels, you know, it's such a pain getting in there to paint the wheels, you know, the wheel hubs. And with this, you just put it over top, select the hub size, give her a little bit of tape, and then you can either airbrush or just hand paint it, and you don't have to worry about getting the chrome or silver paint on the black tires. And if you fabricate stuff, I'm sure there's tons of other uses for it. So yeah, I got this $9 off of Amazon. Might even be able to get one cheaper at your local craft or hobby store, Hobby Lobby, whatever. But even so, well worth the money. I used it on the tires of the Mirage, and it came out great. So just an idea there. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to show this today. We'll come back to this, but this is a Premium Hobbies 1/72 scale A6M5c Zero fighter, and this was in the running for the next build, the next kit to build video. That was eventually won. Who won? Oh, the Academy 3 vehicles, 3 World War II vehicles. We had the Kettenkrad, the Kuba wagon, and the US Jeep with 50 or 30 caliber machine gun. Yeah, so, and yeah, it was a nice little kit. But poor little Zero here didn't get any votes. I'm not bringing it out because for a consolation prize. The reason I'm bringing it out is that it's Christmas is coming, and like I said, if you know a young person who might be interested in getting involved in the hobby, or you'd like to try and get them involved in the hobby. It's great for focus if you have ADHD. And also it's very satisfying for all the varying levels of obsessive compulsive disorder that most humans have. So anyways, so yeah, the reason I brought it out was it was an inexpensive kit. I think it cost me about $20. I can't even remember now. There's I did a little review on it, and I'll put a card up with a link there. But yeah, very basic kit, inexpensive. You know, another $10 or $15 worth of glue, and maybe even some paint, and you'd be good to go. So anyways, so I wanted to do something the other night, but I didn't want to get involved in a really big project, and I really didn't even want to pick up either Project X or the Mirage. I wanted to do something a little different. And again, with the Akagi, I'm slogging through it. It's not that I don't like it. It's a great little kit. I really like the kit. But I'm working on the boats and the aircraft, and they're just so tiny. And so, you know, it takes such focus and concentration. This old guy is pretty tired after 15 or 20 minutes. So, in any case, hopefully with the airbrush and with my hopefully I can develop some skills with that. And that'll make those things easier. Also, it's my first Hasegawa kit, and I have to admit that probably not their fault, but I'm having trouble with the instructions. Although for the most part they're pretty good. So, but that's not on them. That's on me. That's on my heart attack head. Okay, so yeah, so just a quick look here. You know, we got the clear parts, and I'm not going to do a full review or anything, but there's no problems with them. There's no blemishes. There's nice panel lines. You can mask them off nicely. Nice set of decals. I haven't worked with a Premium Hobbies kit before. But the decals here are printed in Korea. Oh, and Premium Hobbies is a company. It's a UK company. I think they're only about 4 or 5 years old, so they're really getting off. You know, getting off to a start here. Okay, so as I said, I wanted to start something, so I started this. But so, anyways, nothing's off the sprues yet. So you get 3 sprues. It's a 172 kit. You get 3 sprues. And this one has the fuselage and the cockpit. And as you can see, I've already started with some cockpit green here, and working on the cockpit here. I don't know if you can see here, but the control panel, it has nice molding. Lots of what has it got? It's got horizontal row of okay, so it's got spots for 6 dials on the right, 3 on the left, and 2 little up top. As well as there's something else. I think that might be for the, I don't know what it's for. Anyways, so yeah, that'll paint up nicely, and with a fine brush I'll be able to put the white in there. So yeah, and there's a tiny little bit of flash, but nothing really to be worried about. And likewise here, nice detail, very nice detail. And again here, so yeah, this, whatever this is, actually this isn't bent. It's on there like that on purpose. So yeah, so a nice little kit, Be great for any kind of beginner, and a real confidence builder. The instructions are very basic. They're non-written, so you know, everything's just done by sight, and they give you, they give you all the paints you're going to need, the instructions glossary, and then just go 1, 2, 3, blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's pretty basic. And so, yeah, so, I've assembled the outer, the cowling. And I still have to paint up the engine parts. But the rotors here, so hard to see. The molding is really finely detailed. And this goes in 2 pieces. And so, yeah, so very nice detail for a kit of this size and price. And yeah, it just goes through, ding, ding, ding. Again, on this one, I don't, yeah, there is an option. You can have the canopy open or closed. There's no figure, but that's okay. And they give you 3 different paint schemes, as well as a sprue mat. So, yeah, overall a nice little kit. And another great thing about a kit like this is, if you get it and if you build it, if you're new or you're just a novice, and if you mess it up, you really haven't lost much. So, or like me, if you just got a new airbrush and you've never airbrushed before, and you need something to practice on, you can have a fun little build. And then, yeah, I mean, if you mess it up with the airbrush, well, if you can't fix it, it's no big cost. So yeah, very nice. No information on the aircraft itself, though. Not in the booklet, not on the box. So, but that's disappointment. I didn't mean for it to be, but it's December 7th today. And so I don't mean to be insensitive to anybody about Pearl Harbor or whatever. It was a terrible day and brought the United States into a terrible war. But this particular model, the A6M5c, was very late in the war, and the Japanese had pretty much lost. And they were kind of like last-ditch defenders of, Japan. So, anyways, I do apologize. I have no intention to offend anybody or make any kind of inference. The United States defeated the Imperial Japanese militaristic forces, and the United States and Japan are now very great friends and strong allies. So that's that. There we go. Okay, so this came in the mail today. Got it from Miller Rock in the UK via Amazon. I've dealt with them before. They're a good merchant. So if you see something out there that's going to be where Miller Rock is the seller and the shipper, don't hesitate. Great company, no problems. Okay, so there's a little dent here, nothing really major. I'm going to do a review on this kit, so I'll read out the criteria that I use when rating a kit. So it's a total of 12 points. There's 10 standard points. I'll give a breakdown on that in a minute. There's a quarter point bonus per category for any wow factors, and up to 1 point for value. So the standard points start with packaging, There's 2 points awarded for that. I look at the external shipping packaging, manufacturer's outer box packaging, the box art, and kit info. Like on the side, how many parts there are, all that kind of stuff. The second one is sprues. There's 2 points for that. Are they complete? Are all the parts attached? Is there flash, molding bubbles, nubs, or recesses? Part 3 is parts, and that's a maximum of 3 points. Look at the quality of plastic, the detail, if there's any warped or broken parts, if there's any decals and masks, photo etch, or aftermarket parts included. And last is the instructions. Again, that's 3 points. I look at if there's any general service and history notes for the particular kit. Tamiya is great for that. Other Asian manufacturers are not, including Academy. That's unfortunate, because Academy makes some great little kits and some great bigger kits, and it would really take them to the next level if they included at least some basic information on the subject of the kit. I look at whether the instructions look like they're clear. If you've got multiple pages and they're all mixed up, and if it looks like they have you jumping back step from here to here and back and forth. That's hard to do at first until you really get into it, but after a while you kind of get to know by the format whether it makes sense or not. Whether they're in color or black and white. Black and white, black and white is fine, but it's nice to have a color insert, if only for the painting. And I also look, just with the brief view I've got, if it looks like there's any missing or out of sequence steps. So most instructions are fairly straightforward, they're fairly simple, and when you go through them you can see, and you know what it's supposed to look like, and you get to a point and then it's like, wait a second, where did that come from? And you have to go back and look and see if you missed a step, or sometimes it's just never mentioned at all. Hello, Chinese manufacturers. In any case, in the instructions, oh, sorry, that was my phone. As I mentioned briefly, bonus points will be for any wow factors, a quarter point per category. So, like for example, I give a quarter point on A6M packaging, because they have like a slide over box top. It looks like this, but it slides over a very sturdy top opening cardboard box. And it'd be nice if everybody did that, but A6M does it, and they're great at it. So that's an example of what would get a quarter point for packaging. And lastly, up to 1 point for value. And I rate value based on the overall quality of the kit, the way it looks. Quality of plastic, and how, if there's figures, what their quality is, and so on and so forth. And also how many hours of enjoyment I can expect to get out of it relative to the cost. So, and I weight that heavily because, especially when you paint up your models, even on a fairly basic model, you can still get 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of solid enjoyment. And for $30, where can you get that kind of value doing much else? So, yeah. So I will do after build reviews, and that'll include my overall impressions of the model generally, and the rating will be poor, fair, good, excellent, or outstanding. No points on this, just a general rating. As always, with everything on this channel, unless I state it as a fact, like for example if I'm reading back the history or whatever the case may be, everything's just my opinion, and I always try to be fair and unbiased, but awarding and deducting points is always going to be subjective. So people may not agree, and that's fine, and you're even welcome to leave a comment as to why you don't agree. And so but I try to be really fair and unbiased, and I think I'm successful in that. Okay, so that's that, and it's also posted in the community section of the channel if you want to go look at it. So this is a small kit, and we're already up to 26 minutes here, so I'll go through this a little quickly. Hopefully we'll get, it'll only take 10 minutes or so. So appreciate everybody visiting, and I appreciate you staying with me. Okay, so here we go. This is the Tamiya 7.5 centimeter or 75 millimeter anti-tank gun, the Pack 40 L46. This was a deadly anti-tank weapon for the Germans during the Second World War, and it was their main movable anti-tank artillery piece. Of course, they had self-propelled guns and tank killers, but this was their, yeah. Okay, so it's a 135 scale, number 47. The Tamiya catalog number 35047. Excuse me. And you can see it's a wheeled artillery piece, and with a crew of 3 and ammunition box. Paint scheme looks to be on the back, and they give you 2 different ones, along with the instructions for painting the figures in color, which is very nice. And they also show you that it can be used hooked up, or as part of a diorama with the SDKFZ-251/1. I think that's the Hanomag half track. Tamiya also makes a half track with it's Eastern Front model, anti-aircraft, 4-gun anti-aircraft gun mounted on the half track, but I'm pretty sure this is the Hanomag. Okay, and this here on the Tamiya boxes, that's in Japanese, is, the history and service notes. And they put on the side here, they put the insignia for the different figures. There's 3 figures, as you see here, which is great. Oh, and this cost me $18 Canadian. Okay, so pretty hard to go wrong. Sorry for the interruption. We had a catastrophe here. Others who've watched the channel before know that I share the hobby room with a cat. And also, cats, if you're doing something that isn't absolutely focused on them, they have to make the focus on them. Anyways, that has been dealt with. And so here we are back. Okay, so, yeah, we got nice box art. Nothing special, I don't think. There's no signature. But it does look to have been hand painted. It's a small kit, side opening box. Oh, and they give you some other kits that are available as well. in the same genre, 37 millimeter anti-tank gun, British 25 pounder, British 6 pounder, and the German 88 millimeter flat gun. I had this, I built this one when I was a kid, the 135 version. Great little kit. And it makes a great diorama if you get the German half-track, the Eastern Front version with the anti-aircraft guns mounted on it. You know, the small anti-aircraft guns, and then the big 88 makes for a nice diorama. Lots of figures too. Okay, so we'll get rid of this here. There's no Tamiya tips. Oh, yeah, the tooling on this was 1975. So that's right in the heyday of Tamiya's classic model making kits, and I never ran across one of these older ones that wasn't any good. They're always great quality, as we'll see in a minute. Okay, so we get the usual legal stuff. You know where that goes, right in the recycle. And there's no tip sheet in here, but their tips are available on the website. And you know, if you build other Tamiya kits, I'm sure you've got the same thing. And it's very basic stuff, anyways. How to apply decals, how to use the cement, etc., etc. So, okay, so no plastic on the box, and no tape. It wasn't taped up. Maybe because it's a side opener. But except for that one little bath, the box looks great, and it looks new too. It doesn't look like it's been sitting around for 20 years. Okay. Got the instructions here. We'll set those aside. Some people do. Peter Oxley usually does those first. I like to do them last. Somebody else I have to shout out. Thanks, Peter Oxley. He has a great channel, does great kit reviews, and does beautiful work. He doesn't show off a lot of builds. Well, he shows off completed builds, but he's not a step-by-step through the build guy. He told me one time that he thinks watching videos of people building kits is boring. So he doesn't do it. He will do, like me, summaries. Actually, he's the one who gave me the idea to do it. He'll work on it and then, do little updates and summaries and so on. So, okay, so we got a little blistering on the pack here, both sides. So yeah, between that and the blistering here, that's going to be a 1/4 point off, and so that'll be 1.75 out of 2, and we've got, looks like 3 sprues here. Let's take a look and see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we have 3 sprues, all molded in dark gray. So if you 18 bucks and a bit of cement, and it's good to go on the shelf. The gray is quite respectable, and the detail here is wonderful. Got different contour here. Don't know if you can see that. It's not just the lines. This is different texture. I'm not seeing any flash whatsoever. Lots of detail. Nice detail. You see the various rivets here. These guys are bent, but not that surprised. But yeah, it's there. So I'll have to take off a quarter point for that. Take a look at the figures here. You get 3 of them. Tamiya figures, always very high quality. Ejection pins and another plastic as part of the molding. They're all in places that are easily covered up. So yeah, the usual excellent Tamiya. They've got water jugs here for everybody. They're nicely detailed there. Very nice detail on the uniform. Straps, pockets. Yeah, different positions. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, and the final sprue here is the wheels and the whatever you call these things. The legs. Probably get flamed for that, but I can't remember what they're called. Okay, so yeah, that looks nice too. Again, no sprue, nice detail. Or sorry, no flash, nice detail. Oh, there's a little bit of flash on the little shovel here. Well, la-di-da. Okay. Okay, so yeah, a tiny bit of flash and those bent parts. So that's going to be a quarter point off. And as far as the parts themselves go, the quality of the plastic is very good. It's well detailed. There aren't any warped or broken parts. There were those little bent parts, but they weren't damaged or anything, and that's already been dealt with. There are no decals. And I don't think this kind of thing was decaled. There might have been some sort of unit number or something, a very small one, but I'm sure I can dig that up. So I'm not going to ding them for that. It's not the kind of thing that would normally have decals. And there's no masks, PE, or aftermarket parts. So no pluses on that, no minuses. So 3 points. And so we'll put this back in the plastic. This is another really easy build. If you wanted to start, like I said, 18 bucks. Miller Rock in the UK mails it. It doesn't come by Amazon delivery. So you need to be prepared, to wait it, depending on where you are and how efficient your postal service is, a couple, 3 weeks. This was promised to get to me by the 15th, and it came today on the 7th. So, there you go. Like I said, Miller Rock, good company. Solid as a rock. Okay. And now, here we are, down to the wire. Try and keep it under 40 minutes here. Get a nice illustration. Folds out like this. All black and white. The color was on the box. Here you've got other different models that they make. Painting guides and a black and white photo of what everything needs to be painted in its entirety. Flip it over, we get the instructions starting. Start with the gun barrel, breech, etc. La la la. standard Tamiya instructions. Again, more information here. This is all in Japanese. On larger kits, they give you two sets. Oh, here we go. We have to open this up and turn it inside out. There we go. Okay. So yeah, we get all the information here with all the various different. I guess this is different. This is 37mm gun on the Martyr, or 75, you know, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. So all different contemporary models, and this is the half-track tractor that would probably used most often to tow it. A little shorter than an infantry half-track or a hammermag. Gives you actually a nice illustration of a actual German anti-tank formations. So if you wanted to make an accurate diorama, this is what it consists of. Motorcycles, half-tracks, six-wheel vehicles, etc., etc., etc. Then again, same thing with the and step by step by step. 7, 8, 9 steps. Everything pretty basic. If you paint, it's basically one color, 2 colors. Obviously more, if, you know, when you do the figures. And don't be intimidated by figures. I was intimidated by figures, and sometimes, as I stupidly do sometimes, I tackled what I thought would be the hardest, which is the 172 figures, and I found they weren't that hard. They weren't that difficult, and you know, they didn't come out perfect, the ones that I did, but I was actually very pleased with the results. And very surprised. I can empathize and sympathize with people, especially with shaky fingers. I get shaky fingers sometimes too, and it can be frustrating. My advice on that is to get something to hold the figures with rather than hold it in your hand, and also get yourself the high quality fine brushes. You can get a set of makeup brushes like this. You know, they're $15 or something on Amazon. And boy, when I switched to these from regular brushes, yeah, it's just so much easier and so much more fun. So yeah, I'm not going to do figures exclusively, and I might not do every figure in every kit. But yeah, it's great for dioramas and a lot of fun too. So, okay, so that's it for that. We're up to 45 minutes here just about, and I hope everybody enjoyed the video today. And I'll be giving more updates on the Zero. It's a pretty simple kit, won't take much longer, but it'll be fun. It's already been fun to start with, even though it's pretty basic. Alright, so thanks to everyone who tuned in to watch, as we used to say. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks to all my subscribers. Again, we've got the year-end review and stash show the week of the 11th, probably towards the middle of the week. And I hope everybody will tune in for that. I'll set it up as a premiere, and I got it down so we won't have a disaster like the last time I tried to do a live stream. Okay, so thanks again, and it's Hanukkah today. Hanukkah starts today. Our Jewish neighbors and friends will be lighting their Hanukkah menorahs to celebrate the beginning of their Festival of Lights. So all blessings, all safety. Everybody, it's that time of year. Well, as always, we should always be careful out there, and be careful driving. Not only your own driving, but watch out for others who might not be driving properly. All right, safe and happy, and we'll see you next in the live stream next week. Bye now.